This episode of Just Joshing is sponsored by Indie Imprint. Indie Imprint supports creators by creators. Whether you are writing a book or creating a video game, Indie Imprint works with its clients to produce, edit, and present their projects to the world. For more information, check out their website at www.indieimprint.com.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 450 of Just Joshing. I'm your host, Joshua Pantelaresco. I write stuff in podcasts, too. Today is a special thank you. This is episode 450. This is the last episode of me just doing strictly audio-only episodes. This is me about to take this podcast into the next level. And this is me asking for help. This is me thanking you. This is me hoping that my dreams can come true. And I kind of want to talk about love. Actually, so I'm going to mention her by name here because she actually gave me the best piece of advice, and honestly, I love her for it. Casey's Red Sky talked to me, and she basically pointed out something that I need to do. It's funny. She's been a great friend, especially in this time. She's been a really, really great friend, and I kind of want to just give her a small shout out. I know maybe she wants to be invisible, and I'm sorry, Casey's, but I gotta give you thanks where it's due. The best piece of advice, she said it, and also it was backed up by somebody else, my friend of mine named Susie Vidori, who's been on the show before, and who I love working with. And you gotta do what you love. You have to do what you love. Everything you do has. One of the things about this time that this is just how I look at things, is when you have a deadline, and I kind of look at this, like this, whatever this is, it crystallizes what's important to you. And, you know, I wonder how many people, I know a lot of people are in this boat too, but I wonder how many people are actually focusing on doing what they love. The weird blessing about this time is it crystallizes kind of what you need to do to go forward in your future, whatever that is. And I look at it like most of us spend our whole lives doing what we feel we have to do. But in this weird moment in time, when you know that tomorrow isn't guaranteed, it's been reminded crystal clear that there is no set future. What matters to you? What's important? And Casey basically gave me a swift kick in the ass and said, you know, you can go down this way and you probably will eventually do well, but it's hollow. You got to do what you want. And my dream basically with this show was eventually I would go on the road and meet people and get their stories. I love listening to people tell me about who they are, where they come from, why they do what they do, the obstacles they've overcome, because all this stuff is actually heroic. I love talking to people that are actually making their dreams come true, and at all different levels, all of them, because we all have so many things in common. You know, I can look at, when I interview someone like Fonda Lee or Jonas Saul, I can look at what they have in common. I can look at what makes them different too, but I look at what they have in common. People that succeed in any form of industry share certain traits. Right? And they do these traits to the best of their abilities. And it's amazing to watch how similar the very successful people at the top really are. It's not just their quality of their work, which is incredible, and how they express themselves, which is amazing, but it's the set attitudes that they carry with them going into any enterprise or any endeavor. That's the amazing thing to me. I look at that and I see what they have in common. And in terms of the fundamentals, the attitude, the work ethic, they take themselves very seriously in what they do, and they do not take for granted that they get to do what they love. They're grateful for it, and they show it in the work they put in. I read a quote once that work is worship. And it's true. Actually, if you sit there and think about it, it is. How you put your work into a project says an awful lot about who you are, right? The impression people make. Sometimes you can have faulty equipment. Sometimes you can have terrible moments here and there. But the truth of the matter is, your work more often than not, how you do things, is carried with you. I got this really wonderful opportunity this year. This year I had to make do a lot with what was presented to me. I did the best I could with what I have. What I have right now is an upgrade over what I had in the past. I have the ability to use this to the maximum of my capabilities, which is something I did not have for the last 6 months. I had a window of a few hours here and there, and what have I been doing the whole time? This podcast. Whether I've been uploading on my YouTube channel, whether I've been interviewing people, creating new episodes, this is what I do. And I think I'm good enough to make a living doing it. I even have an idea how I'm going to do it, and I'm going to create it. But going back to Casey's, do what you love, right? Is her advice. Susie Vidori gave me a similar piece of advice. When you're a freelancer, one of the things you've got to make a decision with very early on is, what's your niche? You're going to get farther along if you have a very specific idea of what you want to accomplish. And I feel like, for me, the hardest hurdle for me is I already have a niche. I have carved this little niche for myself, and I've been doing it for the last 5 years. So this dream of a talk show, turning this into a talk show, I might as well make it one step closer to reality, right? And I don't care if my audience is, 100 or 1,000, right? I think it's a good show, and I think what I say speaks to people. So that's what I'm going to do, because it makes the most sense right now to do that. And when I did that, I started noticing some things. Like when I went to the audiobook business, even though I enjoyed it, I still would narrate for anybody. I'm open to that. You can definitely listen to me with Alice in Wonderland or what I did with Do a Tarot by Brad C. Anderson. And I'd happily do that. And I still am open to it. If someone wants me for a narrator, contact me. I'd love to do that for you. But, it's not what I love. I don't love that. There are some things I would love, like, say, Fairy Tale performs a 100-year quest, and they go, "Hey, Josh, would you like to voice the character that gets his ass kicked?" Yes, I'm there. Immediately. Fun. But it's not my life's dream. It's not my life's goal. It's me being me. I look at somebody like, C.C. Humphreys, someone I wish would come on my show at some point. He's someone that he is great at it. He's a trained actor, a performer. He brings out the absolute most in it. I can do it, but it's not my love and not my passion. This is my passion, one of my passions. So I have a two-pronged plan, which is a writing career and a podcast career. My writing career has done okay. 2 books have come out this year. Third one, I'm hoping to come out Christmas Day. I'm going to try to finish Hit the Lights this week. Now that I've done 101 Tales, now that I've got the podcast kind of I'm going to get it in its groove. This week is probably going to be about me finding that groove for it. But I'm hoping to have a draft of Hit the Lights done by the end of the week, and maybe my second draft of it by next week, and it's done because I know what the story is going to be, especially now. It's going to be very interesting. So Casey's, if you're listening to this, I owe you a big thank you. I'm glad I have someone like you in my life, and thank you very much for being such a great friend. Susie Vidori, Jennifer Ron, I need to talk about you two as well. Susie has been great in this time as me trying to go on my own and do my own thing, giving me great advice, and I've had the privilege and honor of watching her do her own thing as well. I love that she's doing her video episodes. I love that she's taking her writing career to the next level. I got to do the same thing myself. And yeah, definitely someone to watch and trailblaze. So Susie, thank you very much for everything you've done for me. Jennifer Ron is underrated. Very smart, very, very, very well thoughtful in terms of her writing and in terms of her skills. And she's one of the most decent human beings I've had the pleasure of, just meeting and supporting. And I kind of want to just say a quick thank you to her as well, because, without her, She was so encouraging, especially at the very beginning of what this crazy world I'm doing. It wouldn't have been possible without her. So thank you very much. Outside of that, so I'm doing this. This is the first step of a bigger dream. And what I want to do is I want to be Chris Van Vliet. I want to be go on the road, meet these incredible people, and hear their stories, and learn who they are, where they came from, and just have that great casual conversation with some of the people they love. I love writers. I love creative people, and I'm hoping to have more writing and creative people, and that's where we're going. So this podcast is now my full-time job. That's how I look at it. This is going to be my life. I'm going to make something out of this, and I'm going to hopefully get everybody I know here to come along for the ride. So what's going to happen? This is how this is going to go going forward. I have a Twitch channel, Just Joshing Podcast, twitch.tv/Just Joshing Podcast. If you're listening to this, go subscribe. Hit the subscribe button on that. That'd be awesome. I have a YouTube channel. It's very close to 100 subscribers, which is really cool considering I haven't really focused on it. I literally 3 weeks ago started streaming regular interviews on there. I've been kind of tampering with it here and there. And I noticed every time I did an interview earlier on this year that my subscriber count would go up and up and up and up and up. So now that I'm doing some more regular interviews, there's 7 interviews for 101 Tales. And, 6 interviews for that and a book brush demonstration. And BookBrush is something I'm really supportive of. It's a really cool tool for authors everywhere. It's a great deal for a year. Definitely check that out. But generally speaking, man, I've been watching my subscriber count. Went from I've almost doubled it in 3 weeks. That's kind of cool. I want to break 100. I would love to have 100 subscribers. If you're listening to this, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would love it if there's 100 subscribers when I go Monday night at 9 p.m. So what's going to happen here now? So I have a Twitch channel. I have a YouTube channel. So what's going to happen? This is what's going to happen. I'm going to be doing live Twitch streams Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday every week. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday are very much like you see on my YouTube channel right now. There's a bunch of interviews up there, live interviews and specials. Folder, click on them, watch them. I want to do those conversations on Twitch with some of the greatest people in the industry. If you can watch them, that'd be great. I'm going to be streaming every day, pretty much nonstop. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm going to take clips of the show, take these clips of the said shows, and I'm going to put them on both my Twitch and my YouTube account. And then my YouTube channel will continue with it. And my podcast, the audio version of these episodes, will be airing live on my podcast. So this will still continue, guys. This isn't going to stop. This isn't going to be the idea of it only being a audio only is done, but that doesn't mean there won't be audio episodes. There still will be every day. Last week was schedule is very much the schedule I want to have with this going forward. I had 5 episodes come out last week, and now I'm going to have 5 episodes come out this week. Now Sundays are still going to be the reading episodes. They're the only ones that are still going to be audio exclusive for the time being. I got a plethora of audio people coming up. I've had some great guests so far, like Savannah Lee, Talina Winters, Michaela Eaton, Chadva. Oh God, I didn't say her name right. She might beat me. But the idea is this is still going to continue to grow. Now, what's changed is the scale. The scale is going to be bigger and badder and broader, and hopefully this will lead to a lot of people seeing what I can do for the first time in a bigger environment. And I think that's going to be cool and amazing and a lot of fun. Outside of that, like I said, it's been a wild few days. I just did 101 Tales. I kind of want to talk about that real quick, and then I'm going to wrap up the show. This is, like I said, going to be a short but sweet one because I wanted to make, and I still have some more thank yous to make as well. This episode is one of the reasons I didn't start this week was simply because I had 101 Tales, which is a really cool experience. I got to go in live with some really cool people from across the pond I've never been associated with. Mug Park, Ann Vu, Mel, Adam Moonblatt. I mean, you guys, thank you very much for having me part of your wonderful show. There's some incredible stuff happening on the weekend. It made me realize how much I miss conventions because holy crap, there's some great people here. And yeah, I want to meet you all of you. I want to meet all of you. I want to actually do this. Maybe eventually do this live with each and every one of you, wherever you're at. Just some great talent and some great people there. So I had a great time with that show. 101 Tales is at comicsplex.com. Click on it, subscribe to it. It's a great platform. And honestly, check it out. Let's see, what else is there? Oh, Friday show. Friday show is going to be a little different than Monday, Tuesday, Thursday as well. I think that illustrators are awesome, and I love the idea of actually having people come on, draw stuff live in front of an audience. I mean, live streams do it all the time, where people draw and they chat with their audience and their fans and their patrons, all that stuff. But I would love it if, a kind of like a half interview, a half drawing thing. And I'm going to be drawing with them, which is terrifying because I still suck. Partly because I haven't been practiced like I should be. That's kind of why Zippy hasn't happened yet. This was a lot more work in the talk show up than I expected it to be. So I've been focusing on that a lot. But once Declan Diotto, I have no excuses. Kitsune Windsor created this amazing manga sort of story. And she has no control of her body from the neck down. So when I look at that, I got zero freaking excuse to do anything. I better do it. I better man up. So, So Fridays are going to be drinks and draws. We're going to have drinks, we're going to draw, and the audience can come along and draw with us or talk to us, and that will be probably the most interactive of all of the conversations. At least that's the hope, that's the plan. We'll see how it works out. I don't have this all set in stone, but Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, I have 4 amazing artists to start with for the first month, which is Anvu, Friday, Rachel Neal, the week following, Mark Clark follows her, and Elsa Guerra Garza follows her. It's an incredible list of people. So the streams are going to air 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Twitch, like I said, or where else scheduled. There's definitely some scheduling issues with some of them. Some people are going to be at noon. We're going to try different times, hopefully, and find one that works for everybody involved. But there's definitely going to be a noon start time with some of them as well. Stay tuned to this stream schedule. I'll be advertising it on Facebook, Instagram, and my Twitter. So you'll definitely give me a pass who's coming up, when, where, how, and why. I got a plethora of amazing guests for the first month. December 22nd is going to be the last one of the year. Joe Compton is going to actually close the year out. And then Swati is going to open with the new year in January. I might have some cool stuff in the holidays. We'll see. Maybe I'll just do some audio-only stuff during that time. We'll figure it out. I'm not really fussy at this point. Just one thing at a time. Do what you can and go from there. But like I said, I'm excited. My advice, the one thing I've learned doing this show, is that there are great rewards for doing what you love. Financially, personally, spiritually, all that stuff can all tie together in great ways. I look at the most successful people I've had on the show, like Carly Armstrong, Rob Sawyer, Jonas, right? Some really successful people that are just doing their thing and doing what they love and making a fortune and creating the worlds they want. I mean, it shows that it's possible. Like people Craig DeLuey. I look at people just different people that have shown me that I can make my dreams real, and all shapes and sizes. And it's amazing where everybody's the same and different. It's incredible. I have been honored to meet some amazing people. Some thank yous I really, really need to say here. First and foremost, Craig DeLuey. Craig was one of the first people to believe in me, but I'm not going to go into full details with everything he's done for me, because that would be awkward. But Craig, if you are listening to this, you were one of the first people I know that really actually believed in me, and I appreciate that more than you'll ever know. Thank you very much. Susie Vidori, I've mentioned. Jennifer Ron, I've mentioned. Jim Jackson, I need to mention as well. Jim, I thank you for taking these chances with me. I thank you for letting me see a little bit of what you do as well. I wish you nothing but the best, man. Thank you for everything you did for me. So let's see. Casey's I've thanked. Gotta thank my family, all my family. I'm gonna do that here. My sister for keeping me humble. So I found out, just as a little thing before I wrap this up, is I found out that when she has me on her phone, she has Siri, her AI. Whenever it goes dial Josh, her Siri's response is dialing Josh who sucks at cards, Penteloresco. That's my sister, ladies and gentlemen. Keeps me humble, makes me smile. I love her with all my heart. Love my sister. Rachel, thank you. My grandmothers, both of them. Oma, I have had the pleasure of getting to know in the last 3-4 years, and a lot more than I did when I was younger. My parents separated, and so I don't know Oma as well as Rachel does. But I love that I love who Oma is. And if there's one thing I've learned from her, it's that no matter how old you are, you can find joy in life, no matter what. It's really up to you. I look at what she's gotten for herself, and I'm really, really happy for her. I cannot describe how much she makes me happy. And big thank you to that also for her significant other, Reinhardt. Reinhardt, thank you, dude. You're a cool man. You're a very cool man. My grandmother in the United States, Nana. Nana kind of raised me. I'm more a son than a grandson with her. I love her. She is probably the strongest woman I've ever met. Tough in ways I'll never be. Sweet, kind, big heart. I love my grandmother more than I can say. And it was her birthday yesterday. Last week she was in the hospital last week, not for COVID, but for something else. And she's giving me shit about my hair, and I realized I must have some weird brain damage because I actually missed it. The one thing about this time that kills me is there's this imaginary line called the border. I'm 15 miles away from my grandmother, and I haven't seen her since I've been here. I hope I get the chance while I'm here, because that kills me. She was in the hospital, and I couldn't go see her, and that sucked. That really, really sucked. Because I can't be there like she's been there for me. So Nana, I love you, and I wouldn't have been doing what I've been doing without you. Happy birthday. I will see you again. My dad. So my dad is a entrepreneur already, kind of ahead of his time in some ways. He was already an online business well before this happened. So COVID didn't hit him hardly at all. He was ready for it, and he was prepared for what came. And although, yeah, he is one of the most brilliant. He's an eccentric inventor and a good guy, heart of gold. He's very much like my grandmother in that, sometimes he puts a nice little bit of cynicism in front of it. But I know very few people who care about things more than he does. And he's and where I get my passion from is him. I learn how to be enthusiastic and rooting for things like him. That's just where I get it. And I had the ability to go home because of him, and I am eternally grateful for that. So, Dad, love you. Thank you for helping me with the next step. Thank you to each and every listener. Anyone who's listened to this show for 450 episodes, thank you. I love you. And I mean, you made this possible. You've made my successes possible. I'm missing quite a few people here, and I know I am. So to anyone I forgot to mention the name, thank you very much as well. So this is the end of an era. I hope you guys have enjoyed my growth and evolution, and I cannot wait until Monday when we start all over again. Jennifer Gordon, my last interview, my first interview, the end and the beginning. I'm really excited about it. So 9 p.m. Eastern Time, my Twitch channel, follow it. The link will be in the description below. Click on that, follow it, and you'll get to do it. like I said, we'll see where things go going forward. But beyond all that, guys, that will do it for this episode of Just Joshing. If you want to support the podcast, you can do so a bunch of different ways. Subscribe to my podcast. You can do it audio-wise. I am on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, Deezer, Audible. I am everywhere. So just find your platform app, look up Just Joshing, hit the subscribe button. Find me on Podmac if that makes you feel better. Hit the subscribe. Let people know I'm out there. If you like the show, leave a review. Just spread the word as you can, to the various people out there. Number one. Number two, I'm on YouTube and Twitch. My YouTube channel is Joshua Pantellaresco. My Twitch channel is twitch.tv/JustJoshingPodcast. Subscribe to one or both. Clips will be there. Our clips are becoming a much more regular thing starting tomorrow, Tuesday for sure. Twitch, my first stream will be on Twitch tomorrow. I'm scared and nervous and excited about that. So at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Jennifer Gordon. It's going to be great. I can't wait. So you can subscribe to those as well. Become a supporter. I have a Patreon page. Patreon.com/JustJoshingPodcast. I probably should talk about this one a little bit more. I'm hoping that enough of you believe in me enough to support me that way. I'm going to be asking for this every episode going forward. There is going to be on the audio ones a call out for this. But I have a Patreon page. I've got podcasts. I'm going to come up with some creative stuff for you guys to support and root for. I'll throw stories up there too, just for you guys as well. And yeah, so if you guys think what I do is worth doing, and you want to support me on a monthly basis, go to my patreon.com/JustJoshingPodcast. Click and donate. Hell, even $1 helps. Even $1 helps. So if you guys are listening to this and want to help out, go for it. I would appreciate that tremendously. My books, The Cloud Diver and Alice Zero, are available on Amazon.com. Buy and leave a review. My merchandise, jpantellaresco.redbubble.com. Want to buy merch for the show? You can do it there. I have a newsletter, Let's Get Dangerous. Click on it. I throw in exclusive stuff. Starting next week, if you sign up, you'll get a free story from me. It'll be Lights in a Jar. It's going to be the story for you. It's a fun little story. Everybody that's subscribed now will be getting that Tuesday. But if you sign up for it tonight, you'll get it by then. And when afterwards, it'll be your first one. It will be your first thing. So there'll be a free short story just for you. My Twitter and Instagram is jpantellaresco. And there's my audiobook services. Stay inspired, everybody. Keep doing your thing. And I will see you guys. Ooh, one last thing. One last thank you. And then we'll wrap this up. I want to thank Long Play Games for a year and a half of a great relationship. Long Play has been super. Indie Imprint, they have been a great support of the show. I know COVID has changed some things, but I really thoroughly enjoyed the relationship. Mike and Jess, if you guys are listening to this, my show would not have been what it is without you. If it hadn't been for you, I don't think I would have expanded to the places I've expanded. I've met some amazing people because of you, and I will never forget you. And you both are invited to come back on my show anytime you want, to support anything you want. And I got one more little bit of ad space to talk for Indie Imprint as we conclude our relationship next month. But for the month of December, you're definitely going to get some. You're going to get some love. So, all that to say, thank you everybody for listening to this show. I appreciate you all to the nth degree. And this is it. This era is over, and the new one begins. Stay inspired. Love you guys, and thank you.
Josh.